All right, Jim, you and I have been talking a lot recently, in both on some of these episodes as well as just in our private conversations about human-centric outcomes. And I will blame and thank Josh Seid and Jeff Gothelf for helping us with that current focus there. But when we think of human-centric outcomes, right, people doing things differently, measuring that behavior, I think that you should consider the human-centric outcomes when you're buying presents for people.
Tell me more.
Well, think about it. Have you ever gotten a present and been like, oh, really, you shouldn't have? Yeah.
Like, really, you shouldn't have.
You shouldn't have.
Yeah.
How do I be nice? And this is going to go to Goodwill tomorrow, or, who knows, right? There's all kinds of things like that. And sometimes you're just like, wow, like you shouldn't have, but like, this is amazing. And I'm so excited. And start to see like, what do people do with their gifts? Do they use them all the time? They didn't expect it, but they're like, wow, this is amazing. You never see it in use. And you got to wonder, like, I mean, you took a stab. You had great intentions at the time to give this gift, but obviously the behaviors didn't match your intentions. It's just like when people build products, right? We have these great intentions. We want to help people do all this amazing stuff. We think that this product will be absolutely everything you want, and then no one uses it. We don't just go do the same thing. Although, sometimes maybe you have family who do. But it would be really cool to think about that. Like, how do we measure the behaviors of the humans that we give presents to? Just like we would want to measure the behaviors of people that we give the present of a new feature or a bug fix or anything like that.
I'm curious, which of these, if either of them, maybe not, the answer is neither, would hurt your feelings more, or just, I don't know what the right word is, upset you, if you put a lot of thought into a gift for someone and you observe that they don't do anything with it. They don't use it. They don't take advantage of it. Maybe you bought them a gift card and they never redeem it. I don't know. Okay. So you put a lot of thought into it and you observe that it doesn't seem to have been valued. Or if someone gives you something and it's pretty obvious to you that they didn't put any personal thought into it. Would either of those bother you? Would neither of those bother you?
Both would bother me. The latter one would bother me because it was just like, why did you get me anything? Right? It's like, it was just the expected thing to do. Your love language is gifts. Mine is not. Cool. Now I've got something I really don't want. And you just had to do it because that made you feel good giving this thing to me. But I didn't get any joy out of it. So what was the point? Right? So that actually makes me feel worse. Me putting a lot of thought into a gift and then giving it to somebody and then realizing that they don't like it. I missed the mark. It's going to hurt. I'll tell you, but it's also going to cause a lot of reflection in my mind. And I think that that's a cool thing, that if you care about what you're giving somebody because you care for them, not for yourself, but for them, it's not about, I'm giving you this awesome gift that I thought so much about, but I see what you've been doing. You like taking all these trips and going hiking, let's say. So, I thought I'd give you these like cool hiking poles or something. It's like, I don't want those. I'm not going to carry those with me. Oh, okay. Well, what did I miss? Right. And I'm going to get inquisitive. And I think just like I would do with a customer too, if I care about my customer and their problem, if I give them a gift and they don't accept it, I'm going to think about it a lot more critically. If I just push something out and be like, yeah, I think this is awesome, and they don't do anything with it, they just don't get it, right? Is maybe the thought in mind. It's like, oh, well, we just put this out there because somebody asked for it. So I think both hurt. One causes good reflection, and it's a good hurt. It's okay to feel that kind of hurt when you give something to somebody after you've thought a lot about it and they just weren't into it.
Yeah. I've long thought that gift giving is far more about the giver than it is the receiver. Because I find that when it's done well, it's coming from a place of caring, but it also feels a little selfish. I'll give you an example. I bought one of my good friends a product that I personally valued a few years ago. And I was very upfront about it. I said, I'm giving this to you because I bought it for myself and I absolutely love it. And I think, because I know you very well, you're going to value it as well. And they were very gracious. They were very thankful. And 2.5 years later, out of the blue, I get a text, dude, that belt buckle you bought me, it is one of my favorite things because I wear it when I fly, and you were conscious and you got me a carbon fiber one that I don't have to take off when I go through TSA, and it makes traveling a joy because I don't have to worry about getting stopped at a metal detector. And I just want to say thank you. I'm like, holy, like that was so awesome to hear. Now there's other things where I've told someone I got this for, I didn't know what to get you, but I looked around and I said, what are some things that I personally value? And then do I think the other person would benefit from that? And do I think it's not the type of thing they either already have or would maybe invest in themselves? And those are often the type of gifts that I get. If I don't know what the person, if I don't have a better guess as to what the person would value or want, etc. But I think I agree with your answer. Both things can kind of cause a little bit of a negative stain on the interaction, but in a different way. I guess one's an internal thing, one's an external thing. One's about me, one's about the other person.
It's best when those things match, right? We can each get a little bit of joy.
Right. And it's to the point where now with many, a third type of thing around gift giving that I like is there's sometimes where maybe the gift itself is irrelevant, but I just feel bad that the person spent money and time doing it. They didn't need to do it. Maybe I know money's tight for them. Maybe I know that, they've been unemployed for 6 months and they still put me on that short list that they were going to put money towards. And on one hand, that makes me feel great. But on the other hand, it's like, you didn't have to do this. I would have just much rather had a phone call from you or hung out for a couple hours or whatever.
Yeah. And when you can find out what somebody else wants, like what they really want, that's the best gift.
Yep.
Get them. It doesn't always have to be something actually connected, right? Like it doesn't have to be a physical thing that you give to somebody. We've personally made a shift in the past couple of years towards more experiences. And I'm like, I don't need more things in the house. And usually when I do need something, I'm going to buy it because like I want this one very specific thing. It's maybe for work. It's maybe for something else, right? And to ask somebody else for that sometimes feels weird to me, right? I do it sometimes, and it's a great connection, right? There's no surprise, but I absolutely love getting it that somebody was willing to do that for me. My father a couple of years ago started giving our family a great gift. He saw that we were enjoying the local pool. So he asked if he could get a pool pass from the pool right before Christmas. They never sold them that way before, right? They started in the springtime selling annual or the season passes. And he's like, no, I want to give this to my family so that they can enjoy the pool throughout the year and have that experience of being outside and splashing around. And he's the first person to buy them from them every year now. He's changed their business model. They now promote that a little bit more effectively. And it's great because it's an experience. It's something we remember every time we go, we think about him. And I really love that kind of stuff, right? Having those types of experiences. So that's awesome. That reflection that he's made, I thought was really cool.
Absolutely. Because really what he did is he showed you that he takes the time to think about what you will enjoy and go out of his way. Like it's very easy to buy a gift off a website or off a shelf. It takes a lot deeper of a level of care to invest the time to maybe change something or ask somebody to create a gift that they didn't have created before. It sounds like in this case.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It was really cool. So yeah, think about what people want to do with their gifts. You'd probably become a better gift giver in the end.
Well, we could frame it. Who will do what with your gift? Shout out to Jeff and Josh.
Hi, everyone. I'm Rich Visotcky. Join Jim Sammons and I for our 12 days of holiday-themed conversations. Subscribe now and tune back in for for tomorrow's episode.